Star Citizen Alpha 3.18 is the Q2 2022 patch, roughly planned for a live build at the end of June. It contains some incredibly important gameplay-centric features that could make Star Citizen significantly more meaty, especially when combined with those 3.17 features like persistent hangars, ship-to-ship refueling, being able to sell random lootables and items and your gear at shops, taxi missions, all that sort of jazz. So what's planned for 3.18 currently, and what does it mean for the game? Salvage and early repair mechanics are expected in the patch, and are one of the most delayed and anticipated features and gameplay loops for Star Citizen, at least Salvage is. Salvage has been delayed for multiple years. We know that this will have the Salvage hand tool associated with it, so you're going to be able to get a mod for your multi-tool, and potentially a dedicated Salvage tool that will allow you to strip the hull and materials off ships, and store those materials in a can, and then sell it or use those materials to repair the hull of a ship. And you'll be able to see that the hull has been repaired because it will not be perfect, and obviously you'll be able to strip the materials off the exterior of a hull of a ship. But one of the things that Cloud Imperium have also said is that they delayed salvage last time so that they could have ship-based salvage along with hand salvage in this time. So we do have the Drake Vulture light salvage vessel planned for the patch 2, and the plan is to have this with its hull stripping mechanic as well, just on a larger scale than the hand salvage. It's possible that the Vulture will also have some form of repair in the same way the hand tool does as well. Maybe that's not a feature of the Vulture that we've previously heard, but it does sound like that might be a thing. You can expect the mechanics here to be similar to mining though. Basically a hull stripping beam after you scan a target, and then that be lasered and sucked into your cargo hold effectively for sale elsewhere. Now you can also expect development to be similar to mining, where this is the first iteration and there's going to be a lot more types, components, subcomponents, missions, and economy sort of all building up around it. I am not, however, expecting the Reclaimer to get its salvage mechanics in this version of Salvage, because it uses more salvage, which basically takes chunks of ships and then compresses them into cubes. It's different compared to hull stripping, which we are expecting in 3.18. But please, CIG, don't delay Salvage again. It will make me sad. There is also a major cargo system refactor. This should be helped by the sort of prep work that is hopefully in the 3.17 patch, the previous patch, with persistent hangars, cargo loading and unloading times, and costs associated with cargo loading and unloading. This refactor focuses on both found and bought cargo that can be picked up, and then you can move it around and place it into the cargo grid of a ship, and allows a lot more interactivity with this cargo. You can liberate this cargo, you can pirate it from other ships. The ability to steal cargo at a larger scale and just to take whatever cargo out of a ship is absolutely so essential for the game. But this is really where the sort of persistent hangars and cargo loading and unloading will make a lot more sense with this cargo system refactor, and how that will all work together will obviously sort of be synergized and tweaked and all that sort of jazz. With all of that in mind, the Mist Hull C heavy cargo hauler is planned here too. This will allow for a massive amount of cargo to be transported in game, and the smallest box it can attach to its spindles are 32 SEU shipping containers. So you can probably expect, one of the other things is much huger cargo containers, and sort of different types of cargo container, in my opinion as well. Within this patch, it makes sense when they're doing like a cargo system overhaul to have that sort of jazz in at the same time. Maybe the ability to tractor beam some of this cargo around more readily, or for it to be attached to spindles or ships with tractor beams, something like that. Another reasonably major gameplay loop seeing implementation is hacking. You'll be able to hack a whole range of things for mission and access purposes, not just to try and remove your criminal rating at a single terminal, but there will be things like hacking tools and USB devices. We've seen various interfaces that sort of like will pop out of the ground, or you can interact with computers and stuff, and there's going to be a minigame associated with hacking that is displayed on your visor HUD. I'm expecting hacking to be important in just general missions for exploration around points of interest, getting more loot as a reward, being able to break open or hack into other people's ships and open doors, being able to hack into a computer and then seeing lots of useful information potentially, maybe associated with a mission, but maybe just other random bits and bobs and lore elements. We are getting various FPS updates as well, giving us a first-person radar and scanning. So this is supposed to be sort of like for audio detection, or at least an element of the radar and scanning for sort of FPS stuff is audio-based. So you'll be able to hear someone if they're running around nearby. You'll be able to see them on your radar is the idea. Obviously, we've seen that previously with Star Marine. We may very well see some improvements to ship scanning and radar here as well. We do know we're getting EVA updates for first-person stuff as well, so that's fuel being a factor in your movement while in space, but a general sort of movement overhaul of how you move around an EVA. You'll also be able to push and pull yourself around with your hands and use the gravity tool more appropriately to help grapple you round. This, for me, could be a mixture of quite fun, but also very terrifying based on how much fuel you have in EVA. We do know that different suits are likely to have different EVA fuel amounts. I'm not sure how the regeneration of EVA fuel works, or if you can only do it when you're actually back at your ship or something, but I'm looking forward to those mechanics. Pirate and the Vandal Swarm Arena Commander game modes are getting updates for a more engaging player experience, making it work better with the new Arena Commander levels, that larger Broken Moon and Dying Star map. I'm expecting ship and loadout changes for the NPCs and AI, maybe, and hopefully we'll see the new Scythe and Glaive for the Vandal added here too. I'm expecting this to make the modes reasonably fun and playable again. So that's what's on the roadmap currently, and please remember that roadmap plans and these sort of features can very well be delayed. These roadmaps often get new bits turning up on them. The patch itself could see a long PTU development cycle, so it could be a bit delayed beyond the end of Q2. Things happen in Star Citizen. It's alpha, it's development in progress, but that's its current targets and plans that we know about, and we'll continue to cover that as it evolves. But there's various other things that could possibly turn up in 3.18 that I think at the moment. So I've heard rumours of updating missions to allow you to drag and rescue or capture NPCs, like on the 890 jump mission, but a bit more in depth for that, and lots of other various money that you can make from it. There are various gold standard passes of ships that might turn up, AI and NPC updates allowing for more interaction and shop types, various server updates, potentially much deeper Gen 12 renderer and Vulkan integration. I think we could see more economy updates and more interesting items and loot to find. We know that Cloud Imperium have been working on fire and fire extinguishers, and if they're doing repair at the same time, having this sort of damage control kind of makes sense. There are loads of unannounced ships and vehicles that Cloud Imperium are working on that could turn up here. I'm expecting to see some updates to the reputation system and probably some dynamic universe sim updates if they aren't already in 3.7. We know that Cloud Imperium want to get modularity in for ships like the Retaliator, physical components in like shield emitters, but also physicalize all the components in a ship, and to sort of general combat and ship balance as they sort of evolve all those aspects. There's also things like general spacescaping and planetary updates. Rivers are something that could potentially be being tested around this time as well. I'm really hoping to see them on our moon or planets or whatever, even if it's just one sort of moon that gets it to start with. But hopefully we'll start to see things like that. I think at least around this time they're going to start talking about it in Inside Star Citizen. Obviously anything that doesn't make 3.17 is likely to be pushed into the 3.18 patch as well. Now, some people think that 3.18 will be the last major patch before 4.0, and that is quite possible. Cloud Imperium have said that they want to get that new star system pyro out, early server meshing, and jump points, all with the Q3 or Q4 patch of this year, and that would mean the patch would then start the 4.0 tree of the game, rather than being called 3.19 or 3.20. I'm hoping that 2022 is a massive year for Star Citizen, but we will literally have to wait and see. We will continue to cover all of the updates and plans and targets for patches and features and all that sort of jazz over the coming weeks, and we'll be looking at the progress tracker and some of the features on there and how they break down into quarters in the near future too. But what do you think? What would you like to see in the 3.18 patch? What do you think will slip? Is Salvage what you've been waiting for the last 3 years? Like, yes, give me Salvage. Why does it keep on being delayed? Or are you super excited about much more in-depth cargo interactivity, transport, and potentially piracy? What new unannounced ships and vehicles could Cloud Imperium have on the cards for us? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What is best in life? To crush your enemies? To see them driven before you? And to hear the lamentations of their women? No, of course not. It's NordVPN. I never saw Conan the Barbarian checking his bank balance and then watching some cool shows on Netflix, all while protecting his privacy and being super secure. To be honest, I can't even remember Conan wearing a shirt. Silly Conan. And now, a big old snake god's got your internet history. Good job. Don't be a Conan the Barbarian. Check out NordVPN. Links below for powerful discounts too. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For January 2022, it's for a Drake Cutlass Steel, a light assault dropship variant of the Cutlass, perfect for attacking Jumptown and similar narcotic processing areas. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that Star Citizen ship is comment on any of my videos made during the month. More details down below. If you would like to further support the channel, consider clicking the join button under my videos or becoming a Patreon. Comments, suggestions, likes and shares all help the channel massively too, so always feel welcome to share your opinion or feedback. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the verse.